Greetings and welcome to Factorio. I'm Dgray and today we continue our Let's Play into Krastorio 2, where we last episode just got our wood set up and things are flowing quite nicely around the base. Our little robots are clearing out the trees, so that should give us enough room to start the next part of our little endeavor. So, as promised last episode, I think it was about time we started to look at science and trying to make some kind of setup where we can produce these at a somewhat reasonable speed. So firstly, let's start with the basic tech card. For that, we'll need wood and copper. So let's just drag those few things down. Luckily, we have most things on the bus, so that means it will be somewhat easy for us to set up. So firstly, here's the woods. Let's make it in our new cell down here, so we can do, or at least play around with different designs without having to encroach on different setups. And let's go up and grab our copper. It's right here. Luckily, we have everything being delivered by robots, so we should never run out, which is my main reason of doing this. So here we go. That is our wood and copper. Let's just get down. No, we didn't save it in here, but just get some power poles. So probably make this modular at some point, because right now it's a bit manual doing that. But right here is where we want our setup to be. So how is this being made? I like to try and go for, I was about to say 1 per second as a baseline for all of them. It's a good thing to have them at somewhat the same speed, and since the crafting is the same, we should need the same amount of machines. So to get 1 a second here, we'll need 4 crafting ones, or at least lining it up to 1 a second, since this is crafting speed 0.5, so that would mean we'll need double, but we're going for a 1 second benchmark. So that means we'll need 4 machines to get 1 every 20 seconds. So let's see here. What do we need? We need this one, and then we need one that makes copper wire. What ratio do we have? This one needs 5 every 20 seconds. So that's nothing, pretty much. And this one produces 4 a second. So yeah, one of these can supply a lot. What's that? 1 every 0.4 seconds. We need 1. That's probably wrong. But yeah, for this one to supply it, it takes 2.5 seconds. So yeah, every 0.4 seconds we need 1 crafted, and this one crafts 4 seconds. So this one can supply 10 of these. Not sure if that math was correct, but we could set it up like that for a first setup. So what if we do this? Copper wire out onto our belt, and then just line it up to pretty much just use 1 whole of these. It will be a bit more than 1 a second, but let's see if we can't get the ratio correct. And that'll be that one. So that means we want 10 of these, or it could just start with 4, having the copper wire flow down. So let's see here. If you output the copper right here going this way, we'll output the tech cards down here below. Then we'll have copper coming in, and we'll have wood running up here. I think that will be a somewhat decent setup. Should give us everything we need. So we'll just do, let's see here. Do we need to request any inserters? We did. So we should have inserters, and we do. And let's add inserters right here. There we go. So we'll need out, in. Then we need some longhand as well. Doing this setup right here for 1 a second. I think that's gonna do it. We'll need a bit of power. Could save some by moving these over, but I like the way this looks. There we go. Then we'll do out on the opposite side. 1, 2, 3. Or we can do something like this instead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Saying power, power. Having these output to here. Do it on one side of the belt so we can do something on the opposite side if we want. But what if we do this for now? We can easily check the crafting times as soon as we have it running. If we do, this would then be 1 every 2 seconds since the speed is different. But then we will just need to fly in, or flying, but get in a few things. You will be our copper. Let's do this a few times. That will be copper. Please go in this way. We'll go to this one. That will power that. That will give us copper wire out. That'll get taken in by these. We need 20 every 20 seconds. This one produces that in 4 seconds. Yeah. Sorry, to produce that in 10 seconds. 2.5 seconds. So we'll keep that. That should power that. Then we just need the wood in. Just do that above. We'll have to change this a small amount to make it look a bit better, or set up. Do it here instead. Jump here to here and dragging like this. The reason for doing this is so this one can jump in without any worries. That'll be our wood. And since we have all 4 lines, this is the 4th one out of them. That means we'll have to jump things right here. So you'll jump to here. And you can go down this way. So that will be our little situation here sorted. That will produce this. We can always expand it down to a few more if we want, but for now this should work. The next thing I want to look at in terms of science is this one. A bit more complicated, has a few more moving parts. And one of them is the automation core. Just needs 1 every 20 seconds. And if we get this one running, it shouldn't take that much. So maybe something like this with just the blank cards moving in as well. This one can also support an insane amount of these. I actually support 20. 5 every 1 second uses 5 every 20 seconds. So this is a 1 to 20 ratio. So now this is producing. That will give us a lot. Should we just line up the other one here and use this for all assigns? Just getting things back and forth if needed. And then splitting them onto the same belt. I think that'll be fine for now. So let's see here. If you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these. That means we will have to have automation cores come in and blank tech cards. We could get those, both of them, on the same belt. And have those two be crafted. Let's just get down some more of these. Just to check what it looks like. And let's request some more assemblers to my person. 50 might be a bit overkill, just give me 10. The rest can get delivered as we go. So we'll need blank cards, we'll need automation cores. Let's start with the blank card. That is the easiest one to make. The rest is... This one is a bit more complicated, or it just needs one more machine. So it's not that bad. But let's see here. Copper wire, we're never gonna get the correct ratio. I don't really mind it that much. So if we have you running, we want things on both sides of this belt. Then we can do one here that outputs to right here, making sure all of them can get it. Or right here maybe even. This will be our blank tech cards. Just thinking, oh, that should be fine. Then we can do this one right here, being the copper wire. Or we can steal some copper wire from here going down this way. Might also be a way to do it. But let's keep it like this for now. Let's move it out one, so we can just direct insert. That is sometimes a bit easier to work with. Then we will have what's called copper, or what's called iron moving in this way and being used for more things. So you'll be an iron line. You'll be a copper line coming in right here. Or just stealing from up here. Yeah, let's just let it come in right here instead. I think that would be fine. Let's see, copper in. Should we just steal it from here? No, let's do it this way instead. That's a steal this part. Where would you line up with your copper? You would line up right here. And then we can remove the top one. You can go away. Here goes the copper in. And you will jump that way. The rest will get built by robots. That's perfect. So that is copper coming in. Yeah, could steal it from here, but as I said, I want to try something else. Iron in right here, so let's go grab that. That should be the two things we need. Where did our iron go? Oh, it's way back, right here. Continuing down. To right here. And then we just need the iron in here for at least this part to work outputting. And then we need what's called something else in to sort that. I really just want to steal it from up here. That might actually be easier to do, since this is just our starter setup. But yeah. Could also output over here instead and let it go the other way. That might actually be better. So what if we output it that way instead? No, we still need the iron in. Let's try that. Then iron goes in right here. We'll have to have things go around this way and in to this line, maybe jumping over and going into that one. Might be good. Maybe just giving ourselves a bit of room right here for planning in the future. Having a belt go up this way with the rest we need. Not the most elegant solution, but that should get it on the right side when we do the next part down here. So let's get the iron. There we go. Split you off. That will be iron in to this one, meaning that this one will work. That will output one part of this. Then we need the second part. Luckily, we have most things flowing in right here. Is there an easier way to do this? I have a feeling there's a lot. Oh wait, we can do near and far-sided. I think I have a way better way of doing this now. What if we do this instead? Because this one needs copper anyway. Let's take you out. Let's try something here. Please go down this way. And then you'll come in right here. Right next to this one. And I'll show you why in just a second. Because I think this will work in terms of what I wanted to... Oh, that's way wrong. How did I misalign that badly? So then we'll have this going instead. That'll make this a lot prettier, to be honest. Might have to move things around a bit. Maybe move this down one more to have a belt that looks a bit differently. Yeah, that'll work. This will just need a long-handed one to grab that. And let's see here. The reason why I'm thinking is if we add it to go this way, we'll need to get the other one to go in before these as well. Otherwise, we will be in a bit of an issue in terms of getting of things flowing correctly. What if we add it on the end here instead? Well, let's try this. To be honest, let's do this. Take you, please. Move you down one. And just grab all of this. And probably add a few more construction robots to our network. This is taking a bit too long. The reason I'm moving it down one is to have a belt going back and forth. So that way we can do something like this. And still output the correct way and get it into these. Don't think it's the best solution, but I think it will do what I want. Let's do you and you. Out, out. And then the rest will move in just a second. Then right next to this, we can do the automation calls. Those are somewhat easy to do. We need iron sticks and iron gear wheels. We're not gonna get the perfect ratio though. So if we do this one, that produces 4 a second. This needs 2 a second, so this one can actually support 2 of the automation calls. But since we don't need that many, I think it's fine just to do this. Because that will make it run 1 per second. Which is more than fast enough to supply these. Or at least you can supply 20 then. And that is twice what we can supply up here. So let's go with this. Let's get it all hooked up. Let's get some in, there. You can go out here, of course, make you on the drop near, drop far. This one will need just a copper, so one of you. So this should work. That should activate this. That should output it up here. And give us what we need for now. So let's just give it a try. There we go, and you'll just have to go to right there. That should output correctly. Here is some more for you. There, but I'll supply in iron. That should work. That should give us our labs down here. Or we can fly the items out if we want and make a lab cell. So let's see how this goes. Let's see how badly I messed this up. It should be fine this way. This is fast enough. This one should produce the cores. This was just lacking the inputs. But there we are. That is automation tech running as well. Gonna output to right here. Could get it into a chest or just move our labs down here for now. And I think I'm just gonna go grab our labs and move it. Just to have it in the same area for now. Let's also get some of these. To be honest, let's just throw them into the network. I can't. Because this one is missing one. I was wondering why the stone didn't flow in. And that was just because of that. So there we are. And let's grab all of you. Let's get all of this. That's a lot of cards we had stored there. Power-wise, more than enough. 6 labs. Could probably use a bit more to increase the speed. Let's craft 10. I think that'll be fine. We can leave him. Let's see. Maybe here below for now, just having these 2 in this cell. The next science, which we're going to research at some point, there it is also somewhat easy. Again, black tin cards, gear wheels, and electronic circuits. So that will be after we set up a cell making electronic circuits. Yeah, 2-second craft. Needs wood in, we might as well do it in a cell then. So what if we just add it in up here somewhere? I'll go into other cell. I don't really want that. We can also do it over here. Just giving it its own area to go in. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or just in the middle. Might look better. There we are. Here are some power poles. And then we just need to hook this up to the network. Then we can drag out this little one. Let's just do a split on it to get it moving the correct ways. And in you go. That should activate all of this. So there we are. We have automated science again, which is quite nice. Let's get all of this moved out. These blank tech cards we can just throw into one of these. So I don't have that many stored up. So there we are. That is a nice little science setup that's gonna produce quite a bit for us. Supporting 10 should be easy enough. but let's see how this works. Yeah, made it somewhat compact. At least it does what it has to do, and we can easily expand it out. If we want more science, we can just double it. Should we double it? We should have everything we need to do it, and it doesn't really cost us anything. And then we can always expand out the science. How much more do we have without green? Need 100. We have quite a bit. Might not be a bad idea just to do a small expansion. So an easy way to do it, just gonna show you. Please take this and do it right there. Our robots will fly it all in, except our long-handed that we're missing. So you should go and set that up in the mall, and the rest will just get delivered. And then we can output even more. Of course, that means we'll have to add in more labs. But we can easily do that. There we go. That doubled our science production. Don't need that much, but then we can increase the speed at which we're getting things. Wood is flowing. Iron might be needing a small upgrade soon. Could probably go look at it. Should give this a small expansion soon. We should have made a ton of furnaces, since that is automated. And since we're here, let's just add in a few more and give ourselves something to work with. So we want this one, please go. Is anything lacking? I think things are looking somewhat good. Let's give ourselves a bit of long-handed as well. So our mall is working. Our science is going somewhat fast now. Lights might be good to get sometime very soon. We also have power here. Oh, do we have advanced solar panels? That's cool. Do you have anything other that I really want right now? This can make it faster, but don't know if it's that's necessary yet. It will be necessary to get this though. Or we can go get a car. Where is the car? Oh, it's locked behind that as well. So this one, tech cards will probably be the next thing we look at after we set up green circuit production. So that won't be an issue anymore. And that will be what we do next episode, setting up green circuit things. Let's just grab a few of this so we can expand. Oh yeah, I did notice one thing that I completely forgot about, or at least didn't know. That is that these can actually easily input and output from things. I talked about it before, but for some reason it didn't look like it worked. So if you see here, plunk it on the side, let's just do it up here, and then outputs everything we need. Then we don't need all this jazz, we can just let it run. And it will output one belt. Can do the same here. Let's get all of you away. Too much junk. And you can just go like this, and here is a load of you. One full belt, much easier. Yeah. Same with the coal right here. And let's just get it out the side. So So that is fixed. One last thing I want to fix is this one up here. Then we'll expand our array a bit. Please do that, and there we go. And that is a full belt of that flowing out. So that is very nice. This one, we'll have to, could change all of these out with some that don't use coal, or we can just keep the coal ones. For now, let's just take this and add it on the end to double the production. Oh, they can actually reach. Well, that's quite nice. I know these are not needed, but since we have some spare, we could just... Oh, what did I do there? Oh, I shot. I was like, what is that sound? And then this side can be start to be planned for electric ones. We'll just hook it up over this way. Ah, some more science done. So that pretty much doubled our iron production. Want to do one last thing here at the bottom, and that's do a small lane balancer. There we are, so both sides work all the time. Let's just do the same over here. Good, so that is pretty much what I wanted to get done in this episode. Like I said, next episode we'll start to look at green circuits, getting a nice steady supply of those up and running. I have a feeling that they'll be needed for a lot. How much are you needed for? As always, a ton of things, and it probably goes down into advanced circuits as well. So in that regard, we will need a ton of them. So that is it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you'll give me a like, subscribe, and stay safe during the quarantine. And then I will see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.